Hey guys, it's Dustin. Welcome back to the channel. As always, thanks for hanging out with me. No locals deck profiles tonight. I mean, this is my locals deck profile, but I went 2-on-1. It's not anything crazy. I just wanted to get this video out here. I haven't done it yet. I'm also sharing this with the Beetrooper duelist group. Just to kind of get my list out there and share my thoughts on how it played and what changes I would make and stuff like that. So this is basically my version 1 of the deck. I really liked a lot of the ways it played tonight, but there's some things that I had noticed and I would like to make some changes. So I'm going to go ahead and just go over the deck and share with you my thoughts on certain cards. Be sure to share the video, share the channel, subscribe, get the bell on, all that good stuff, so you don't miss out on any more of my videos. But we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So first thing, 3 copies of Beetrooper Scout Buggy. When he summoned normal or special, you can special summon another copy from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use it once per turn, and it locks you into insect monsters. You can't special summon except for insect monsters. So he's like basically an extender. You summon it with other card effects, or you normal summon it and get you another one. So you make Link 2 plays or Rank 3 Xyz plays with it. I liked sending them off of Resonance Insects to try and thin the deck out of them, because you can pull them out of the graveyard anyway. But it's a good card. You got to play 3 of them. There's no negotiations there. 2 Sting Lancer, because 3 I think is too many. Drawing him is not as good as I'd hoped. Going first, this card's terrible unless your opponent used a hand trap. It's really good to pull out of the deck with the Link 4, because you get to search for the counter trap or the field spell, whichever one you need at the time. It was really good when your opponent went first and had a monster in graveyard. It was not bad. I did interrupt some plays with it, but yeah, he's decent. He does not lock you into insects. 3 Beetrooper Scale Bomber. If this card wasn't a chain blocker, I would play 2 of it. But if you summon something like a Scout Buggy or a Battle Wasp Sting the Poison, you can make that Chain Link 1, and this is Chain Link 2 because it triggers on a summon, so it blocks it from Ash. Unfortunately, it doesn't block it from Valor. I got Valored a lot tonight. It was kind of annoying. I was like, dude, play Ash like everybody else. Stop playing Valor. Really annoyed the crap out of me. You still get the Link 2 plays, but it kind of slows you down a little bit. I never used the other effect. When an opponent's monster activates an effect, you contribute it to destroy it. It's like a Ghost Ogre. You can actually tribute any insect, but I didn't use that effect. But it's a good extender. I'll probably still play 3 copies of it. I don't think I'm changing that. 3 copies of Sting the Poison, the Battle Wasp. This card's like one of the best cards to normal summon. You can add another extender from your deck to your hand, or you can add the one that, or you can add the Debris Dragon one. So once you go into your Beetrooper Link 2, you can normal summon it and go off. So I think it's really good. But you have to play 3 copies. This card's too good. You can also tribute another insect monster that you control to negate an opponent's monster effect that's on the field. So it's not bad if that ever comes up. It never came up for me tonight, but you have to play 3 copies of that. That's not negotiable. If you're playing the Battle Wasp version, obviously, if you're playing the Insector version, it's different. You don't even play it at all. But I don't like the Insector version. 2 Twin Bow. I might bump this to 3. You can just drop him on the field like anytime. Yeah, he's a hard once per turn and he's searchable, but I don't know. He's just a level 3 insect that you can just drop on the board. There's no summoning restriction. You just do it during your main phase. It locks you into insects from your extra deck for the rest of the turn, but that's not a big deal, especially if you're going first. That's what you're trying to do, is set up insects. I might go to 3. 2's fine, but we'll see. It just depends on whether it changes. 2 Pin the Bullseye, same thing. If you control an insect, you can special summon him, so you can almost always just extend with him. He's not bad at 2, but he might go to 1. I don't know. He wasn't the greatest. The only thing that I like about it is if I do play Insect Imitation, so if I do this, I can go into the Sting the Poison if I didn't draw it beforehand. So it's not terrible, but I don't know. I may still stick with 2, but I may go down to 1 on this. I haven't decided yet. And then one of the Herbalist, he's Arbalist, whatever you want to say. He's the Debris Dragon. You normal summon it, and you can special summon a level 3 or lower insect from your graveyard. It doesn't have to be a Battle Wasp, but you can search for this off of the Sting the Poison. Then when you go into the Beetrooper Link Monster, you can normal summon him and get another card. So it's another extender. I only want to play one of these. I think one is fine because you're not going to start with this. This is just a search for, and you're going to like further extend your plays with the Link Monster. Let's see what else. If this card is destroyed by an opponent's card, you special summon a Battle Wasp from your hand or deck. That's not bad. That never came up though. This usually is just a link off. So I'm playing 3 copies of Resonance Insect. A lot of people are only playing like 1, maybe 2, but I really like 3. It's not a hard one. Neither of its effects are hard ones per turn. I didn't regret playing 3 of these at all tonight. It's a good discard off of Insector Pico. It's a good normal summon into Almirage to trigger to search for a level 5 or higher insect. And then, of course, I play Aztecapedes, so banishing it from the graveyard is really easy to do. Banishing it from the graveyard for the Beetrooper link is also really good. So it gets your Gokipole plays and get your scout your scout troopers out of the deck, so you're not drawing a whole bunch of them. I don't know. I really liked 3 of them. I don't regret playing 3 of these at all. I really like I said, it's a really good discard off of Pico because then you can usually trigger 2 of them. It's not bad. I am playing 2 copies of Gokipole, so you send it off of the Resonance Insect if it's in your deck, or you can summon it and you can Insect Imitation it into a level 4, or you can link it off. But when it's sent to the graveyard from anywhere, you can add a level 4 from your deck to your hand. Usually you will add an Aztecapede to extend your plays. Sometimes you can add the Debris Dragon guy, or you can add a Resonance Insect. It's not bad. And then I will show you something else you do with this here in a few minutes. I'm actually going to set that aside so I don't forget. But anyway, yeah, it's really good. I like it. I play 2 copies of Aztecapede, searchable off of Gokipole, and then you banish the Resonance Insect to summon it, and then the Resonance Insect sends whatever insects you don't need or whatever. I admit there are some more insects that I need to do some research on to see if there's anything worthwhile, but it's not bad. I really like playing 2 of these. I think 3 would be too many, even though it would be easy to... You'd still be easy to summon, but I think 3 would be too many. I don't know. I did win the game tonight with 2 of these. I did like make a board with the 3000 link and 2 of these and the Beetrooper level 7 and swung for game. It was pretty interesting. I am playing also 1 copy of Dozer, and not just because I have an ulti first, even though it is freaking gorgeous. It is searchable by Resonance Insect. So this will search for the Aztecapedes, but Resonance itself will search for this, and then you can banish them to trigger it. You can also banish 2 of them to trigger both of them, the Resonances. But he's a 2800 insect, but he's an extender. I do link him off a lot. You'd think I leave him on the field being a 2800 body, but no, he's still an extender. It's fine to link him off. And then Pico can shuffle him back, and you can get it again with another Resonance. I really like 1 of this. I think it's really good. It gives you something to search for that can extend. So I don't regret playing that, and I highly recommend playing 1 copy of it. Because I'm playing Insect Imitation, I am trying 1 copy of Cicada. It's something that I leave in if I'm going first. I side it out if I'm going second. It's terrible going second. It's terrible anyway, but if I'm going to continue to play Insect Imitation, I'm going to give it 1 more try. I really only got it off once tonight, and it was okay. It gave you... I may instead play a 3rd copy of Multiplication of Ants, because it effectively might do the same thing without this card like clogging up. Because you can't do anything on normal summon. It has to stay in your deck to special... I mean, you can special summon it by other means, but like, I don't know. You also... let's see, while the token's on the field, you also are locked into insects from the extra deck. It's not that big of a deal. I'm still going to test it as a 1 of. If I find out I really don't like it, I'm going to get rid of it. But I would not play more than 1 of those if you're going to play it. 1 copy of Contact C. Somebody was playing Raid Raptors tonight, and I dropped this on them, game 1, and they scooped. They couldn't link it off or exceed with it, so... Yeah, it's funny. It's just 1 copy in the main. I actually side 2 more because it's really good against a lot of the good decks in the format. But it's searchable. Like, if you're going first, you can search for this and sit on it. Your opponent knows it's coming, and it can blow them out. It's not bad. I wouldn't play more than 1 in the main deck. And then 3 copies of Ash Blossom. I'm not sure if I even like this. You'd be surprised with some of the utility in this deck what boards you can break without having to stop them building a board. I may drop this to 2. to start. I don't know if I'll cut it all together, but I'll start. I might drop it to 2 to start. It just kind of depends on what route I want to take. I haven't decided fully on what route I want to take. I'm just sharing some ideas. That's it for the monsters. Pot of Prosperity. I'm not sure I really like this. The first one's okay because I'm playing multiples of my cards in the extra deck, so banishing extra copies of it, not a big deal. Drawing a second one is really bad because you don't want to get rid of anything else. If I'm going to test this further, I'm going to test this by only doing 3 cards at a time instead of 6. If my hand's really bad, I may go 6, but if my hand is okay, I think I'm just going to go with 3. Banishing 3 to look at the top 3 because that's good enough. It does the same thing. You're just digging not as deep. So I need to test that a little further before I decide whether or not I'm going to drop these or not. I would not play Extravagance because some of your extra deck monsters are too important, and if you hit them, you're kind of screwed. And I would not play Desires because there's too many cards in the deck that I would rather not banish face down. So that, if you're going to play a pot, it would be this one. I may or may not keep it in. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. 2 Multiplication Advance. This card, I don't mind at all. It'll turn any of your insects into 2 tokens, which you can link off. So it just gives you another monster. It's not bad. If I play a third one, like I might play a third one, like I said, instead of one of the other, whatever I said I was getting rid of, like Pin or something. I don't remember. Like, I don't know. I think 2's fine. I also play 2 Insect Imitation. Turning Sting the Poison into a Scout Buggy or a Goki Pole, or turning any of those into a Resonance Insect. It's not bad, actually. I really didn't mind that at all, those plays. Turning a Pin the Bullseye into a Sting the Poison. I don't know if I said that already. Turning one of these tokens into a Sting the Poison. What else did I do? Turning it into whatever, Scale Bomber, not really. If my opponent will not give me a Contact C. They shouldn't. If they do, they're doing something wrong. But if they were to give me a Contact C, you could Insect Imitation it into a Sting Lancer. It'd be really hilarious. But yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah. That's what I was talking about. You turn Sting the Poison into a Transcicada and you get a token. So you might as well play the third Insect Imitation or Multiplication Advance, but I don't know. I like some of the things that I was doing with that. Like, it's something I want to test further. I don't know. I don't think many more than 2 copies would be. I think 2 and 2 is fine. But like I said, if I was going to change anything, I would probably go 3 ants and 1 of these, but I don't know yet. That's just something I need to mess around with. 1 copy of Formation. I've seen people playing 2 or 3 of these. I would say that is a bad idea. The games that I drew this, I hated seeing it in my hand, especially going first. Well, I mean, going first is okay, but I think 1 copy's good, and you can search it if you need it with Sting Lancer. It's just a once per turn, target a Beetrooper in your graveyard, special summon, it can't attack, you lose life points. You don't want to see multiples of these, I promise you. Like my friend Duncan was saying, he didn't even want to play this card at all. I think 1 is fine. I wouldn't want to play more than 1. 2 copies of Revival Storm. Now, the theory behind this is it's not a hard once per turn. The targeted Battle Wasp in your graveyard, special summon it, is not once per turn. So if you have 2 of these, you can play them both if you have the Battle Wasp. But that's the thing. You have to have the Battle Wasp. And like this card isn't searchable or anything. If you just have to hard draw it and hope you already have a Battle Wasp in your graveyard. So this is a card that I'm going to cut down to 1 for sure. I may cut it all together. I think I used it once tonight. But I think that's all I drew it. But it's not bad. It's better than the other one. The other one's a hard once per turn, and you have to target multiple, or is it target level 4 or lower insects equal to the number of monsters your opponent controls. So if you are going first, that card is absolute trash. This card does not have any sort of restriction on it. And again, these don't negate the effects of the monsters that are summoned. None of the stuff in this deck negates the effects of the insects that you're special summoning. That's the crazy part about this deck. So, or maybe there's like 1 or 2 cards. I can't remember, but most of it doesn't. So I don't know. This is going to go to 1 for sure. Maybe 0, but I don't know yet. Monster Reborn's fine. It's basically this, but no insect restriction, obviously. No battle loss. This is good. Play this. You're going through so many combos, so many special summons. This card is always live. 1 copy of Ready Fusion, for obvious reasons. The only insect fusion in the game, Coagar Hercules. It's another extender. And I may bump this up to 2, just so I can see it. I don't know yet. And then 1 copy of Fly Instinct. You only need 1 because it sets itself from the graveyard if you control the big boy. It's not bad. but you have to control a Beetrooper specifically. So I wouldn't want to see multiples of this. But it is a... Okay, so here's the thing, though. Maybe you can. Maybe I would put this to 2. And the only thing is, one time tonight, I did have it in my hand, in my opening hand, and I went to Insector Pico. And you can discard this to keep your plays going. And then later, it'll just come back for free once you end on the Atlas. So it's not bad. You could play 2 of this. I may test that at some point. But you need to play the 1 for sure. It's really good. And yeah, that's it for the main deck. I think it was 42 cards. Yeah, it's 42 cards. And I'm going to leave that on top again because I need to remind myself to tell you about that here in a second. Extra deck. 1 Quagga Hercules. Obviously, you don't have to play the Ready Fusion in this. You can play other different extenders. I just happen to already have these. So I went for it because it's not bad. But these are expensive now, so if you don't want to go, wait for them to reprint it. It'll probably be an OTS, who knows. 2 copies of Cicada King. Now, this is also because I play Pot of Prosperity, so banishing 1. If I'm not playing Prosperity, I'm going to take one of these out. You only need 1. It's okay. It did keep my opponent having to think about what they wanted to play, but it is easy to play around a little bit. But that's actually a question I need to ask you guys that are in the B group that are testing this deck. When you summon this and are intending to leave it on the board for their turn, do you summon it in attack position or defense position? Obviously, they can summon it and it's only 1200. They can attack over it before they start doing things. That does kind of slow their turn down. But do you normally summon it in defense position and then switch it to attack? It's not like I'm afraid to die to a Utopia double because this can just negate that. But I don't know. What's your thoughts? Do you summon this in attack or defense, and why? I haven't actually heard the reasoning for one way or the other. Beetrooper Armor Horn. And I'm sorry, I realize this video is going a little bit longer than I meant for it to. You have to play 3 copies of this. This card is so good. Well, I suppose you could play 2 if you weren't playing Prosperity, but I think I'd still play 3. I think it's really good. Yes, it locks you into insect monsters, but it gives you the extra normal summon. Obviously, I'm using it more so for the Arbalist, but you can also use it for the Sting the Poison or any of the other, or the Scout Buggy. But the thing is, it's a free body that comes out of the graveyard just by banishing 3 insect monsters from your graveyard. Banishing Resonance Insect with this is really good, just banishing other duds, but it's just a free Link 2 that comes out of your graveyard. That's actually really powerful when it comes to trying to make the big guy. He's just really good. He's insane. So 2 Insector Papillion, however you say it, whatever. Words are hard. This card is really good. You have to make sure, don't forget to, I accidentally did this tonight once. I link summoned it without another monster on board, and I couldn't use the effect because it has to target another insect you control. You can't target it, unfortunately. That'd be insane if you could. So you link summon it, discard a card, target an insect you control, equip it with a monster from the deck, or an insect monster from the deck. And it also has the shuffle 3 insects from your graveyard in your deck, draw a card. You can get a lot of good resources back with that. Those are both once per turns. You can also infinitely cycle through Pico Felinias if you need to. I haven't needed to yet. But also, this does not lock you into insects, so this is a good thing to link into to unlock you from insects. But equipping the Resonance from deck or the Gokipole from deck is really good. What else? Was there something else I was equipping from deck, or was that it? But there's a lot of good discards in this deck. If you're playing the multiple Gokipoles or the Resonance or the Beetrooper Flying Stings, those are really good cards to discard. Discarding extra copies of Battle Wasps to get back with Revival Swarms, not bad. But most of the time I'm equipping a Resonance or a Gokipole. Both are really solid options. So. But another reason this is really good is because if you're playing Kaijus, which I am citing Kaijus, you can Kaiju your opponent, get over it, and then you can also recycle those Kaijus. You can also recycle Residence Insects if you needed to, if you didn't want to leave them in the graveyard, so that you can further search for them. But yeah, that card's really good. Seraphim Papillion, the only reason you play this is because it unlocks you from insects. It is also generic-ish. It's 2 monsters with different names. It's really easy to summon. It actually gets up to like 2,500 usually when you Link summon it, because you're usually using 2 insects to summon it. And then I actually did leave this on board and used its effect during my opponent's turn to get back Scout Trooper, Scout Buggy, whatever it's called, to get another one, get you that board presence. It can also get you a Gokipole to reuse. It's not bad. A lot of times I'm using it to link off into the big guy or into Access Code Talker. So 2 copies of this beautiful guy. 3,000. Can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects while he has 3,000 or less, so it's usually the case. I actually used it to attack over I attempted to attack over an Ultimate Falcon that they brought out. They actually hard summoned it when they were playing Raid Raptors, but then they had to use their counter traps to negate it. Still didn't destroy it, but it baited out the counter trap, so they didn't lose their Ultimate Falcon, which was fine. But anyway, usually special summon a Beetrooper from deck. Now, if you need to extend your plays, you get the Scout to make Link 3 or Link monsters or rank 3s, or you get the Lancer to search for the counter trap or the field spell. Getting the counter trap with this with the Lancer sets you up because you have to have him on the field to activate the counter trap. So, or not to activate the counter trap, but to get it back in the end phase. It's not bad at all. And then the generic links I play Almirage because you link off the Resonance or the Goku Pole with it. Excuse me. Masquerena, Nightmare Unicorn, Access Code Talker. I'll usually banish 1 or 2 of these off the Desire or the Prosperity if I don't need them. But one thing I want to talk about is I need a generic link to. There was one play where I kind of bricked a little bit. I had like Resonance and Almirage, or not Resonance. I had, maybe it was Resonance. I link one into this and had the Monster Reborn, and that was all I could do. Summon this and summon an insect. I couldn't go it. All these insect link 2s take insects, so I couldn't do anything. I need a generic link 2 to go into, so I'm thinking about playing Cerberus or Phoenix, but I was also considering Reaper Docus randomly, which is weird, but it can turn something it can turn something into an insect if I needed it to. I don't know if that would ever come up, but it just says 2 monsters, so it's extremely easy to summon. I don't know. I think there's like another card too, like the Shinobi or something. I might have one sitting here. The link, maybe it's not in here. Okay, maybe I don't have it on me, but the link 2 out of the new set, I can't remember what its materials are. That might be the route just to keep me in the insect theme. I don't know. I'll look it up and I'll figure it out later. Maybe I'll post a note or something on the video. So that's it for the extra deck. Just a couple things I want a generic link to. I'm not going to go over the full side deck because the full side deck is just basically whatever your meta is or whatever. But some of the things I want to share with you is the second 2 copies of Contact C because this thing completely dookies on Tri-Brigade if you play at the right time. Prank Kids and kind of Drytrons, but like it's really good. It doesn't stop rituals, but that's okay. It stops like Mu Beta Fafnir and whatever. It doesn't stop Beatrice, so that's the only thing. But it's not bad. It's better against the other 2 for sure. I probably would still leave the 1 in against them, but not citing the other 2. I don't know. Retaliating C for like Shadalls or any like spell card, like Prank Kids spell cards that summon, and you can pop this on the board. Also, this card you can equip with Papillion and to get another search. I actually don't know if there's anything I can search for with that, so we'll put a pin in that. Kummungus, 2 copies of Kummungus. You could also do the Godarla because it's wind, just in case your Tri-Brigade players are still playing the Wind Barrier statue. But it's searchable by Resonance. You definitely need to side these if you're not maining them. I almost mained one, but I took it out last second. Never regretted siding these in. They're searchable. It's so good to be able to search for a kaiju and get rid of problem cards you need. And then this is the craziest thing I could come up with. I don't know if anybody else has thought of this. This card right here, and it can actually be anything. There's a couple insects with 1200 attack, like Killer Needle and Big Insect. Big Insect's out of Speed Duel. I have a Speed Duel sealed deck that comes with it, and I didn't open it because I didn't think the 100 defense would matter. I don't think it's going to come up. It has 1500 defense out of the other guy, but this is a McDonald's promo. It's the only printing of it. It's like $4. I don't know. I already had one. But so the reasoning behind this is because if you don't know what Goku Pole's other thing is, if it's sent to the graveyard, you can add an insect from your deck to your hand. If it's a normal monster, you can special summon it and destroy a monster with a higher attack greater than or equal to the monster. So you want the lowest possible. So as far as I know, 1200 is the lowest. I can't remember if the other one's like 1250 or 1150. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I forgot. I looked it up last night. But anyway, this is what I had, so I used it. It's 1200. So if this goes to the graveyard and they don't negate it, you're going to be able to add this, special summon it, and pop their card non-targeting. It does destroy, so it doesn't go with Dragoon, but it does destroy non-targeting, and this is all part of this effect's resolution. So if they don't negate this, they missed it. You're going to add this, special summon it, pop their card. That's why I side this in going second, and or against decks that I need to out a problem card. Even if I'm going first or second, I'll still leave it in, but or first I'll still leave it in, but most of the time I will side it in only if I'm going second, so that I send the Goku pull, they have a problem card up. It's like Makaba. If they have Makaba and they don't negate this, they think you're going to do something else. You're just like, ha, sucker. You can pop the Makaba. Then they're like, oh. Then they cry. So I highly recommend. I love this. It actually worked really well. And it's also an extender when you do that. It does come straight to the field. So you can link off with it. And then also with Picophenia, whatever. I can't say the card's name. You can shuffle it back and Goku pulls and do it again some other time. So there's that option. But this is the card I wanted to talk to you about with the Goku pull. Highly recommend doing that. It's really good. I liked it. I don't regret that at all, and I will not take it out of my side deck. Something I want to discuss is this card right here. It has similar wording to Summon Limit. It says each player can only special summon a monster once per turn. It doesn't say while this is on the field. So if your opponent special summons, and if you have a way to play this during your opponent's turn, you can lock them right there. So the thing that you would want to do that with is the Cocoon of Ultra Evolution. Now, what I don't like is that once you equip with Pico, you have to leave it there in order to do it. But because Pico is an extra card, it's really easy to do this. If you draw the Cocoon, you're good. If you draw the Cocoon, you can Pico and equip at any time, and then you can Cocoon into this and get the search with the Residence or whatever. This is also searchable with Residence Insect, and then you can normal summon it, because there's a lot of times where you can special summon insects without committing to your normal summon, so you can do that too. You'll want to do this at the end of your combo if at all possible, or like I said, with the quick play, you want to do it during your opponent's turn. Or, let me see something. I'm probably wrong about this, but I'm going to check. Okay, yep, level 4 or lower, never mind. You can't use it with Papillion, but that's okay. This is something I might test out. I don't know. But it's something I considered. So that's it for the deck. This is version 1. I'm going to make some changes. I don't know what they are exactly yet, except for like the couple guaranteed ones that I did mention. But I really like how this deck plays. I think it has a lot of potential, and I think it will only get way better once we get more Beetrooper support or just other generic insect support. It'll take them one random good insect to make it better. I need to go research some other insect options that I haven't looked at yet. I do like the Digital Bug Registrator, because it's another trigger from hand to special summon so that you can chain block your searchable cards. So that's another thing I may consider putting in. But yeah, that's some of my thoughts. I want to know your guys' thoughts. What ideas do you have? Why or why not would you do that? Like the Battle Wasp spell, don't play the other one. It's really bad. Quickly, I gotta do something really silly. It gave me an excuse to do some silly things. This is my token for the Cicada. This is my token for the field spell, which never comes up, but it's there. And these are my tokens for multiplication of ants. I had to do it. They're beautiful. So, oh, and then I saved the best for last. My field center for tonight. Yes, you're looking at a DVD of A Bug's Life. It was scratched up, so I was like, whatever. I have it. I'm going to use it. I don't care. It's garbage. So, yes, this was my field center tonight. It was just a DVD of Bug's Life. I had to, and it was hilarious. So, that's the deck profile. Let me know if you have any questions. Please comment, like, subscribe, get the bell on. I want to talk about this because I want to make this deck as good as it can be because I love it. It's so fun. I had so much fun tonight. I don't even care that I did bad. It was like 2-1-1, not bad, but it was fun. I had a blast playing this deck. So I want you guys to have a blast playing this deck too. So let's make this better. I want to make this a lot better. Again, sorry for how long it was, but I really needed to get some discussion out there. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.